Hi, I'm Jessica Porter. I'm the Vice Chair of Dedham's Town Green Working Group and also Vice Chair of our Planning Board. And I've been working on the Town Green project for about the past 4 years.
Hi, my name is Mike Butler. I'm Chair of the Town Green Working Group.
Welcome to New Town Green.
All right, so we're going to take you on a little tour of the green. I like to describe it as being a community-centered design. We heard over and over the themes from the community around having flexible space, green space, and space that could be used kind of throughout the year. And that's what you see reflected in this. We're entering the green right now from Washington Street, right by the Verizon building. As you can see here, where you see these white marks, we're walking on what will be a path that goes around, all the way around the green over to the Dedham Museum. And where you see on the left, where these green and white marks are, would be a row of benches that curve around and go around along the path.
And behind the green dotted line will be what we call the urban wild. It's a space where we'll plant up to 30 different trees so that over time, as they mature, they will, help keep the town green cooler. It'll obscure part of the massive brick wall of the Verizon building and just provide, a sense of tranquility or serenity to people visiting the green.
On the right, in addition to all the grass, there's going to be about 5 trees, and this is where the Adirondack chairs will be for people to gather.
One of the key features that we've designed into the park is that there'll be a lot of places for people to sit by themselves if they want to read a book or read something online, and there'll be spaces where 4, 5, and 6 people can get together around the table to have a conversation.
And all of the seating is being designed so that there's a variety for people of all ages and abilities. Some will have armrests for people who need a little bit of assistance getting up and down. Others will be, more appropriate for children or people who don't need as much back support.
One of the suggestions we received during the public input phase was to have a place for children. So we're not making it a playground, but we are going to have a space where they'll have stepping stones, some rocks, and other items that they can run around on with their friends. And it'll be right over here on the left side. The park will be ADA accessible. So careful thought has been given to material selection, grades of the park. So the pavers will be smooth and allow people with wheelchairs or walkers to make their way around. So people who might have some mobility challenges will be able to use every square foot of the park.
One of the great things about the location of the Town Green is its proximity to the Dedham Museum and Archives, which is just across the street. We heard over and over again in our community design process how important that was to people and how important it was that the design itself really opened to the museum. And as you can see, it really does. Dedham is so lucky to have such a rich history. We're almost 400 years old. We're the home of the first man-made canal, the first public school in America, and people are proud of that. The park really offers people an opportunity to take advantage of the museum's rich collection and also incorporates historical elements in the design itself. So there'll be a historic timeline built into the granite so people can learn about some important dates in Dedham's history. We're also have plans to incorporate a design of the Motherbrook Canal, that first man-made canal, in the design of the paving itself. So from this view is what you're seeing if you have your back to the Dedham Museum and Archive. And we're facing Dedham House of Pizza here with High Street on our left. Where we're standing right now will be a combination of pavers and stone dust. And this is the area where if there was going to be some sort of a concert or presentation, we would imagine a temporary stage would be here. That was designed to make sure that any sound was actually going towards the square and we were protecting the neighborhood. As we walk here, you'll see this is an area where we could have some tables and chairs for people who want to get together, have a cup of coffee. And where you see the fence actually would be a row of plantings, including several street trees, which will help be a buffer for people in the park from the busy street.
So on the left we'll have what we call rain gardens. It'll be planted with perennials and annuals. Very helpfully, we received some suggested materials from Sustainability Committee, and we'll be planting those as, I guess, perennial flowers that people will be able to enjoy 8 or 9 months out of the year.
As we walk this way, I'll just point out all of the pathways have been designed to make sure that there's sufficient space for people to be going both ways, even if they do have things like a stroller or using a wheelchair. Because we really just envision this as an area where there'd be a lot of activity. People can, again, gather. Here we are on the right, then on this side would be the lawn area with some Adirondack chairs, and you can imagine some kids maybe kicking a ball around. So along here there'll be more seating opportunities for people, and again, more trees to provide the buffer. So we're coming up to the area where really the corner and one of the main entrances to the green will be. Here there'll be a big landscape area and a few trees, one on the corner here and one over here by the pavilion.
So this space transitions from stone dust back to pavers, and so you can see from time to time there'll be programming on the site. It could be some people with some kiosks. It might be people from different nonprofit groups around town with tables distributing information. So that's why this space, although it seems a little bit larger than you might expect, will be used quite a bit during the course of the year for those reasons. So we're pretty excited about that. We hope there'll be an inlay here that shows the course, the path that Mother Brook travels from the Charles River to East Dedham.
So one of the themes that came up a lot in the community engagement was a real excitement about this idea of a community porch, that Dedham would have a space that everyone could gather. And that was true both from individuals and residents, but also from organizations such as the Dedham Public Library and the Council on Aging, who were excited about the idea of having some covered space that they could do programming and be able to do that regardless of the weather.
We're trying to help people come here, give them a place to sit away from the weather, because 8, 9, 10 days a month, believe it or not, it rains or snows in Dedham. There's precipitation more often than we like to admit. So you'd certainly want to be able to make sure the park can be used every day of the month, not just on the nice days.
Right.
We asked the architects to think about it and come up with some ideas, and we think they've come up with a really nice design that I guess gives people places to sit, maybe 30 people, a place under cover for them to sit. So it's a good size, but you know, it's not a real big pavilion. It's only, let's see, in parking spaces terms, maybe you could park 4 cars underneath it. So it's a reasonable size. It's not too large for the site.
In the process of design, we've worked with the architect quite a bit to come up with a community porch design which is appropriate in terms of scale, but also blends natural materials and warm wood with more of a modern design. One of the things that's tricky in a park like this is that you really want to honor all of the historic buildings around us. And actually the modern design helps to do so because it really sets it off.
And we think with the wood cladding around the steel structure, it's going to be a very attractive feature of the park.
I think about when my family moved here over 20 years ago, we'd bring the kids down to have ice cream at Ron's, and at the time I think there was one bench in Dedham Square, which is right outside of Ron's, and you just would see people lined up on the sidewalk eating their ice cream. And so one of the things I get so excited about is the idea of all the families who like to come to Ron's Ice Cream or Dedham House of Pizza or any of the other shops and being able to come and sit and eat and share some time under the pavilion.
Right. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite perspectives from this property is I can look down High Street and I can see the Golden Dome of Superior Court from this location. It looks great. It has the American flag and the flag honoring POWs and MIAs flying from it. And so I think it'll be an opportunity for parents to teach a little bit to their kids about the history of Dedham. There's some other magnificent architecture surrounding the park, the courthouses, churches, some of the other commercial buildings. So it's a great location. We're pretty excited about seeing it become a reality.
Our students at Blue Hills are going to make up of 6 or 7 Adirondack chairs to make beautiful from the park to sit on. Donated all by the Blue Hill School and the students from Dedham and all 9 towns. So please come within a year to come here and see a beautiful park and sit in the Adirondack chairs built by the students at Blue Hills Regional Technical High School.
It's very rare that a community has a chance to reclaim land in their town center. And that's one of the things that's so exciting about this project. So what was once a police station, before that a community hall, can now be back to community gathering space. We have a beautiful parcel, which is actually much bigger than any of us really thought it would be once the building came down. And what this is going to allow us to do is have a fantastic signature space where people can come together, gather for events or programs, meet up with their family members and friends for a bite to eat, sit and read a book on a quiet day, and really have one more area where we can be proud of Dedham.
We're going to break ground in the spring, and after about a year we'll be able to have a ribbon cutting, and it'll be a great place for people to visit.
Ready to go. I can do more. I got distracted. Oh. I don't know if there's birds. Oh, okay. All right.
Yet, so that's all I can say. We'll have to scratch that.
The communities look. Oh,
It's a truck behind
the truck,
us.
yeah.
He must be a politician.